Hi, welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Tim and today we're doing a walk around video of our 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. This vehicle, we're going to go around the outside, look at some of the features and the condition of the outside as well as the inside. Now, being a Jeep Grand Cherokee, this is actually one of the most feature-packed cars that you can get at this price point, and it did win Best SUV ever, this model Grand Cherokee, which is actually a really large achievement when you look at how many SUVs have been made across the globe as well. Looking at this colour, this is the Jeep's bright white colour. It is probably one of their most popular colours that came out in this model as well. And with the updated front that they came out with this year, you've got the nice sort of grille coming across the front with our 7-slot iconic Jeep grille. Jeep do put the 7-slot grille on the front of all their cars because they were the first car manufacturer to ever drive on all 7 continents of the earth. So every Jeep will have 7 slots in the front. Nice silver Jeep badging here. As far as marks go, there's maybe 1 or 2 minor stone chips on the front which have been touched up, but that's about all that you can see. We do have color-coded front sensors in the front here, as well as our fog lights down here with a bit of chrome around the outside, and our daytime running lights just around the outside here. If I move to the center, just under the nice chrome bit here, we have fitted these black and white slimline plates to this car. We do have our little camera down here, or radar rather, for our electric adaptive cruise control. Across here we do have a bit of nice sparkle even on the lower part of the grille. Now, the attention to detail that Jeep has put into designing this vehicle is crazy. They've replicated the nice sparkle in the grey paint down there that is on their grey colour. And if I can get the camera to just come in closely just here, I'll just show in the front here, we do have a nice little Wrangler logo just inside the headlights there. They hide those on all of their makes and models on the more recent cars. Like I said, the attention to the detail is just crazy with these cars. Moving around now, as we start to go down the driver's side, we do have on this model the more aggressive body kit. So that comes with the flares just going over the wheel with our nice big 20-inch chrome wheels with brand new tyres fitted to it. That is fantastic. Being the Summit, this car is a turbo diesel and it has been fitted with the quadrilla suspension. So I'll give you a demonstration later on how that works, but basically it gives you 3 levels on the height to have the car, so you can make better clearing if you do live on a dirt track, or even if you do prefer a higher ride height as well, or a lower ride height, just to make the car that much more appealing. We do have color-coded side mirror caps just here with built-in indicator as well, and our nice Grand Cherokee badge. Bit of chrome garnish going along the whole way along the bottom here just of the car, and I'll say you do have privacy glass on the back. Looks like the car has been fitted with tint on here with a bit of chrome going around the outside, really showing off this car. Chrome door handles as well, being the Summit, that nice chrome highlighting across the bright white. The paint on this side of the car looks like it's in absolutely fantastic condition. I would probably recommend maybe getting some paint protection to really preserve this color as well. Moving around now to our second wheel. There's a couple of very minor marks, but that's about it on this 20-inch silver wheel on the Summit as well, which is really good to see. I'll point out as well, just when we come up from the wheel, that we do have this nice sporty looking fin on the back with the nice big red taillights coming around. Now, around the back of the car, we do have once again our built-in reverse sensors with a bit of chrome going along the back as well, and a nice reverse camera centered perfectly under the nice Jeep badge just here with our Summit Grand Cherokee badging here, as well as our 4x4 diesel badging on this side. Now, this car being the Summit does have the automatic tailgate. I've left the keys inside the car, but all you have to do is touch the button or the button on your key fob and it will automatically lift itself up, giving you a warning beep before it goes up as well. We do have a nice cargo netting here fitted to the back, as well as our all-weather nice Jeep mat to protect the back of the car. We do have a 12-volt socket here on this side, as well as a nice big subwoofer down here, because this does have the nice premium sound in it. And on this side, we do have a roadside assistance torch, which is constantly on charge if you do run into any trouble. Hopefully you don't, but you do have a nice torch there. Jeep have really thought of everything. Like I said, the attention to detail in these cars is fantastic. Now, if I just look under here, a couple of things I do want to point out to you with this part of the car is we do have these nice rails here, which add support to the back of the car, as well as you're going to load it up nice and heavy. It's a really nice design point. And then just lifting up the handle under here, you'll see that this is actually quite thick and really well supported as well. And then underneath there, we do have a full-size spare wheel with all of our emergency roadside assistance tools. Just dropping this back down and sliding it back in, and we'll pull our cover back over. We do have the rear privacy cover as well with this car. And that does slide out nice and easy if you do need to load it in quite high, but it also fits in perfectly, keeping everything you have in the back private. We do have a button on this side of the car. When I press it, the car will give 3 beeps, and then the roof will come down as well. Nice and slow, and if anyone gets stuck underneath it, all you do is just it'll feel the resistance and open itself back up as well. So it does have a very nice safety feature built in. I'll just let it close this time and we'll continue around now down the passenger side of our car. As we come around the passenger side of our car, our diesel fuel filler cap is just here above our third premium alloy wheel, which is really good to see. Once again with our nice aggressively designed body kit flares. Brand new tyre once again, just trying to see if there's any marks on this side, and there isn't. You do have your nice center cap Jeep just here on all the wheels as well. Just that really nice iconic writing of Jeep, that font, they even have a patent on as well. Coming down the side of the car, just trying to see if there's any marks. Just a little bit of dirt, but that's about it. That will wash off. Obviously, with every car that we do sell, we do give it a nice good clean and detail for you before you pick it up. Over here on the second mirror, there's a very minor mark, but otherwise it presents absolutely fantastically. One other thing I will point out on the car as well is just under here, we do have a nice side light. So if it is dark when you get out the car, when you open up the doors, it will illuminate the ground for you, so you're not jumping out into any unseen obstacles either. Having a look down here at our last wheel, absolutely fantastic condition. Very, very minor marking just scattered across there. Probably just looks like some gravel. It has just chipped it a little bit, but otherwise absolutely fantastic condition. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the bonnet. I'm going to talk a little bit about the engine and gearbox which run this Grand Cherokee. Now, as I mentioned before, this Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever, especially in this combination. It's so popular. The 3-litre diesel engine is a German engineered engine, which just gives this car just fantastic towing. This car will easily tow 3.5 tons when fitted with electric brakes and a tow bar, and it is the only car available under $100,000 that will tow 3.5 tons so easily when the car is brand new as well. Now, being the diesel, now behind this model as well with the diesel, we do have the 8-speed gearbox as well. I'll cover that off a little bit more, but the 8-speed gearbox does make driving this car around on the streets and even towing just so seamless. The changing gears is absolutely fantastic. This engine does put out 184 kilowatts of power and 570 newton meters of torque, and you can average around 7.5 litres per 100 Ks, which means from the massive 93 litre tank, you can get around 1,240 kilometers from a full tank of fuel as well. Now, as well as having all these amazing features in the car and great towing ability, this car does have a 5-star ANCAP safety rating and 7 airbags. And I noticed before, as I pointed out, this does have the premium sound upgrade fitted to this car as well, but I'll point that out to you more when we are sitting inside. So what I'm going to do now is just close the bonnet. I'm going to jump in on the driver's side here, and then we're going to go through some of the features that you can expect in this Grand Cherokee Summit Edition. All right, now moving to the interior of our Summit, this car is just packed with so many features. As I've said before, I'm just going to jump right into it, but just while I'm doing it, pay attention to how good condition this car is. So just over here on the right, we do have our full electric window control with our door locking as well, and we do have electric mirror adjustment with side folding in mirrors. So just hit the button, the mirrors fold in as well. One other cool thing the mirrors do is when you throw it in reverse, you can actually set it to angle the mirrors down, so you can pay attention to the line on the ground and use the reverse camera as well while you're backing into tight spaces. We do have chrome handles here, as well as this nice bronze finish around the outside, which is also fluent throughout the rest of the vehicle. Moving the steering wheel now to the right, down here you'll see there is no control arm, and we do have our automatic headlight here with our fuel release cap. Moving the steering wheel now to the left, over here we do have one control arm. Up and down will operate our indicators, as well as the little inside twisty part will do the rear wipers, and the front outside twisty part will do the front wipers. On the wheel itself, we do have leather wrap around the bottom. Now this is a heated steering wheel, which is absolutely fantastic. In winter, you jump in when it's a bit cold and the heated steering wheel will turn on and just keep your hands nice and warm. Behind that, you'll see we do have paddle shifters, which will help in the diesel just for that bit of towing if we have to use it. And then just below it, you won't be able to see it, but there are buttons to help skip through songs and change input mode as well. Over here on the right of the steering wheel, we have all of our cruise control settings, and just below we've got our adaptive cruise control settings as well, so you can set the distance that the car will adapt to the speed in front of you and how far behind the car it will sit. Over here on the left, we've got these directional buttons. Now if you pay attention just ahead of me here, we do have at the moment the speed is showing up just as a big digital number. If we go to the side, it will change it to a nice dial if you prefer the output to be like that. But then as we go up and down, it also shows us other information. The speed moves to the top, so there's always a speed indicator in front of you, but it can show you a text message, it can show you the next move while you're navigating, show you trip information, fuel information, as well as your terrain settings. It's just, the amount of stuff it does is absolutely fantastic. So I just thought I'll give you a quick rundown on how that works. Just below that, we do have our answer and hang up button for our phone and our voice control as well. So one thing I like to do in the car is, at the moment the radio station is set to 101.1, so if you press this, 105.1 FM.
Tuning to 105.1 FM.
And then you can set the radio station without even having to take your attention away from the road and your hands off the wheel. You can tell it to call people, to pretty much do anything that you want it to, and it is fully voice functional. Moving now to the center of the car, we've got this nice stitching going across in the Summit as well, and our big Uconnect touchscreen. Now pay attention to how quickly this touchscreen responds when I touch it. So in the radio section, we do have our FM and AM stations. Going to medium, it does go to SD card, Bluetooth, auxiliary, anything else you have plugged in. Controls are all of our heat warmers, seat coolers as well. This car is fitted with ventilated seats as well as our heating steering wheel. Climate control is our dual zone climate control. We can just change each side to being its own temperature, hit sync, and it will jump back across into the same setting, and you can just wind it back down as well. Really good to have. Hitting this button will open our satellite navigation. Look how good and clear that is. While we're looking at the screen as well, I'll just quickly pull it back into reverse, and we do have these nice guiding lines which move as we turn the steering wheel. Really big clear camera. If you fit a tow bar to this car, you'll be able to see the tow bar quite easily. Throwing the car back into park, and we got our phone settings. When we pair our phone, it's just got everything we need right there. And then settings, which actually you can set it to locking the doors, how long after you get out the headlights turn off. Just you can customize everything with this car to tailor it specifically to your needs. So just moving down from that, we do have all of these hard buttons which do exactly the same thing: volume, tuning, climate control, parking sensors, turning off our forward collision mitigation and traction control as well, and an eco mode to help change the way that all the gearboxes and everything interact with each other. Just below that, we do have a nice bit of storage with 12-volt socket, SD card, USB, and auxiliary port. Just hidden behind that nice little door as well. Pressing it to open is a nice little way to have it with that bronze finish once again. We've got two cup holders here, a little bit of marking just here in the middle, but that's the first real marking I've seen on the interior of the car. And we do have a nice T-bar shifter here. The way that works is if you press the button down, pull it back once, it goes into reverse, push forward once into park, or you can pull it all the way back and let go and we're in drive. So back to park, it's just really easy and convenient to use a shifter like that. Here we've got our driveline settings, so we can actually select the terrain and it will automatically go to the best suited for that, or you can actually manually do it and go to four-wheel drive low, hill descent control, and then like I said, we do have that really nice quadrilift suspension fitted to this vehicle, so you can actually set the ride height of this car. All you do is press the button, it will flash while it goes through the lifting, and you can go up 3 different times, and it does have a really nice ride height. Moving back from that, we've got a nice leather wrapped center console. Opening up that, and then we do have our CD player and 12-volt socket hidden in here, which is really nice and convenient to get to. They sort of relocated it out of the dash because they knew the technology was moving away from CDs towards wireless technology. Now, as we look up, one thing I want to point out to you guys, we do have the dual panoramic roof. So with this roof, the whole roof is actually open, and then if we press the button here, it does open up. A bit longer. Opens up the front completely. Does have a nice bug catching net as well. Holding that does close it all the way, and then if we don't have to open it fully, if we just want to get some nice air circulation, holding the vent button will just vent it open to the atmosphere too. If the sun is too bright and gets too much for you, just holding this button will pull the nice roof across the top. Notice how the roof is in fantastic condition and is black in color. Really, really nice touch. Closing it off, bringing the darkness just inside here as well. Because, like I said, this does have the premium sound upgrade. I'll point that out to you when I jump in the back, but there are 19 speakers throughout this car. And one last thing to point out is the condition of the seats in the front, and we do have our nice Summit stitching stitched into the front of the leather here, just where the back of the shoulder blades would rest. While we have a look at that, I'm just going to quickly pull out some service history for you guys. So just in the glove box here, got a nice pouch for our service books. Opening up that, pulling out our service book. So the car has done 66,000 Ks, and the service looks to be like it has been done fantastically. So first service done at 10,000 Ks. Yep, 10,600, 18,000. 28,000, 40,000, 51,000, 61,000, and then we performed an intermediate service on it at 66,000 Ks, which is, or 65, 900,000 Ks. So it's only done a couple of Ks since then. So absolutely fantastic service history as well. What I'm going to do now is just jump in the back and show you how much room you have in the back of these cars. Being fantastic family vehicles, there's ample amount of room in the back. I just want to demonstrate to you guys right now. Right now, in the back, I'm about 6'1". I've got ample legroom and headspace as well. So the back of these cars are set up really nicely. One thing that the back of these cars do have is they got 2 USB ports down here, as well as rear heated seats, which is really good as well. A feature that a lot of other cars just don't provide for you. Looking at the condition of the back, the leather in the back appears to be in fantastic condition. A little bit of a mark here on the back of the passenger side, but otherwise the seats in the back themselves are fantastic with your Summit stitching here. And then pulling this out, you do have your dual cup holders with a nice armrest, a bit of chrome around there to help make it look that bit better. One last thing I want to point out to you guys while I'm in the back here is if I get the camera to come in a bit closer and just look towards the back of the car, you'll see back here on the pillars, we got these nice speakers built in here. That is a dead giveaway that this car has been fitted with the upgraded sound system here, which is just fantastic. It is a Harman Kardon sound system and it sounds absolutely beautiful when you turn that music up really loud. So I'm going to jump out the car now, and I just hope this has given you a really good idea on the sizing in the back. Thanks for taking the time to watch the walk around video of our Jeep Grand Cherokee 2014 Summit. I hope this has gone through the car well enough for you and shown off enough of the features. Like I said, this car has got so many features, I just couldn't touch on absolutely all of them, but I did the best I could for you to give you a really nice look at the vehicle and an idea of the car. So one last thing I'd just like to point out to you guys, being a 2014 model, that this car has run out of its factory warranty. But what we do offer here is a service called a Premium Mechanical Protection Plan. With that will give you an extra 5 years mechanical protection against the car like this for all the driveline and engine, as well as some electromechanical parts as well, which having so many features, just having protection like that adds an excellent peace of mind for you as well. That does also come with Australian-wide 10 years roadside assistance, which is just awesome. So if you want to know any more about that, please click the link in the description below, and just have a read of that, because I highly recommend just going over that as well. Just like to also once again thank you guys. Once again, my name's Tim. At Berwick Mitsubishi, customer service is where we thrive, so please give us a call at 9907 0555.